Welcome to another episode of Gaming Podcast, episode 6. My name is Marcel MD4T, and I'm here with my lovely friends once again. Caboose, how are you doing this week, my man?
I'm good. We were having some good times over the weekend.
Rumor has it. And I don't want to play MK with you anymore. That's all I'm gonna say.
I don't blame you.
I expected the good ass whooping that I foresaw coming, and
right.
But it was a good honor fighting you. Sir.
That was fun.
Yeah, even though it was a good whoop ass. So, but honestly, a good time. Huge congrats to Green Skull, a friend of ours, reaching 1 million. Subscribers on YouTube. Absolutely amazing.
That's right.
Oh no way. That's cool.
Yeah, definitely. He's another. I considered like us, like if we have like milestones in like in the industry, like heritage moments and everything like that, because only us will understand that, like the Canadian house hippo and stuff like that, So
yeah.
But overall, how's your week? Everything else is good though.
Great. Yeah. I mean, tons of like Spider-Man stuff to talk about, honestly, which I certainly don't mind. And yeah, other than that, like, I mean, damn, like Spider-Man 2 is out in, I think it's like 23 days or 24 days now, which is kind of insane to me. Like it's 3 weeks away, essentially. So yeah, and then outside of that, just still playing a ton of Mortal Kombat, still playing a ton of Marvel Snap, like very thoroughly addicted with both of those.
Awesome. Sammy, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. Work-wise, it's been a lighter week, but that just means I got to play a lot more Baldur's Gate 3.
Nice.
And it is kind of like the ultimate romance sim, so I'm trying to like see what I could get with each and every character.
Okay.
I'm always afraid to be able to romance anybody, because I'm like, what if I choose the wrong person and then everyone else is off the table? I'm like, oh man.
But like for some of the characters, it takes like 100 hours worth of gameplay just to like progress. So like it's a dedication.
God. What do I gotta do to be able to romance Karlach?
It's real life, basically.
Ooh, I love Karlach. I think she's like everyone's favorite, but
I think like Shadowheart seemed to be the easiest, because I remember those getting conversations, like it was pretty quick.
But like I'm trying to do Halsin right now, and it's taking so long.
But he's like already ready, like at the beginning, to be like, yeah, okay,
he keeps going like, yes, but not now, and I'm like, but when?
Such a tease. You bear hugging tease.
Yeah.
So basically, it's real life. You're saying,
Yeah.
Okay, makes sense. Yeah. Steve Saylor, how are you doing, sir? How's your week?
Week's good. Busy. I'm about to, go to San Francisco for a couple of days. Just to kind of hang out with some folks and stuff like that. So, and then launch a thing like a Patreon.
Yes, congratulations! Definitely check that out on Steve's Twitter for more information about that as well.
Yeah, patreon.com/Steve Saylor.
Yeah,
I was like member number 3. I was like, damn it, someone beat me.
Well, here's the thing. No, you were member number 1, because I had an older one, and I forgot that there was like 2 people there, but I can't like remove them. They ended their pledge like a long time ago. So you are technically number 1.
Heck yeah.
Boom.
So I appreciate that. Thank you.
There we go.
Steve, how are you doing? Steve V.
I'm doing really well. It's been a busy week so far. It's hard to believe it's only Tuesday that we're recording, but it's been good. It's the first week in a couple weeks that I'm actually bunkered down at home, not traveling anywhere, which is also nice. But yeah, it's an awesome week to be talking video games, and I spent the entire weekend just playing Party Animals, so I can't complain there.
I still need to try that game, y'all. It looks so much fun.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, I was watching a couple friends play, and I was like, I need to get in on this right now.
It's a lot of fun, just an absolute delight, just smiles ear to ear the entire time.
And Riley, how you doing, my man?
I'm doing well. Yeah, we're gearing up for October now, so it's going to be a very, very, very busy month, as I'm sure a few people have been checking their emails and seeing recently. So I think it's going to be crazy.
There's a couple of indie games coming out in October, I think. Yeah. One or two.
One or two. Yeah.
Real small games.
Really tiny games, though. Like an hour or 2 at most. You'll take.
I imagine nobody's really going to play.
Oh, yeah. That'd be great, right? Yeah. An hour or 2. That'd be awesome.
I'm looking forward to ignoring all of them for Party Animals, because I've been playing that nonstop, and I love it.
I will say I'm actually really excited to be able to play like Sea of Stars on the plane. That one. Nice. I started just like when I was sick, and I'm like, ooh, I like this. Is this the first JRPG that I actually might want to get into? Like, it just seems like it's. I know it's a Western JRPG because it's made in Montreal, but I mean, like, it's not bad. It's pretty good.
We heard good things about them. We heard good things. Well, Master Chief is keeping busy because now he's jumping ship to another franchise. He is joining Rainbow Six Siege.
That's it. There's never going to be another Halo.
That's it. He's like, you know what? Forget space. I'm out. Forget it.
I'm just what? How many games has Master Chief shown up in now? Outside of Halo games,
Fortnite,
Fall Guys, Brawlhalla, Rainbow Six.
Yeah, he was in Brawlhalla. Yeah,
he's in Minecraft,
the fighting game.
But that wasn't really him, right? That was some other Spartan they made up.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
It was She looked like Master Chief. So
okay.
But
I'm trying to look for like appearances in other media. Is the Wikipedia I'm looking at.
Yeah,
that's right.
He's everywhere.
Can I just say though, this trailer is hysterical, just showcasing the absolute weight of this guy. Him just crashing down is comedic.
Yeah,
it's like the bank level too, right?
Yeah,
I think I love Seige. That's a great game
usually you have to like hook up like explosives to blow up the wall. Like, is he just gonna like just walk through it? Like, yeah, I got this. Don't worry about it.
That's what
I mean.
Wait, Master Chief was in Fable 2?
Yeah, he had armor.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, his name is the Minstrel Chief. That's dope. Okay.
I hope they revisit the armor in the new game.
I think I'm just more surprised that awesome. 6 is still going strong. Like, how old is this game?
It's like the one shooter I refuse to play.
Same.
I'm so bad at it, but like it's actually insane the story of this game when you even think about it. Because I remember like when this was first coming out, it had one of those like cringy pretend dialogue trailers, you know. Yeah. But even still, like in concept, it was interesting, right? Like there's like a hostage, and you know, like there's these two sides that you're playing on. It's like intense PvP. But then it came out and like nobody cared about it. But like broken. Like Ubisoft like never quit on it. You know what I mean? They were like, no. We got something here, esports wise. And and I mean, I guess like you said, Stevie, like it was not a great launch, but it just kept going. Like it just kept growing and growing and growing and just snowballed.
Yeah. No, it's one of those great turnaround stories that you often hear. It's like a No Man's Sky situation where they invested in it, and props to them. I mean, like they completely supported that game through and through for how many years at this point? I don't even know, but
2015 it came out.
2015,
and that's 8 years, man. Holy!
Even pre-COVID, I went to Montreal for like one of their like the Rainbow Six esports events, and seeing the community there and the actual like live support in like an event space, nothing like it. Like they have a great community of players.
I will say this, shout out to our friend Camille, who's done a ton of hosting for Rainbow Six too. That's the only reason why I'm still it's in my radar, because like I see her pop up every once in a while and be like, oh, I'm hosting or doing this Rainbow Six thing, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
I remember I have so much random R6 knowledge because I did socials for an R6 show, a TV show.
Oh, no way.
So now I know all about like the competitive scene. I know like about all the little things that happen in the game.
You got all the storylines.
Never played it. Yeah.
I only have like a little bit of hours from like the free weekends that they offer like every other weekend. I just remember like another free weekend for this game. Like so it's pretty wild. So
that was the first game I ever went to a preview event for in 2015.
Right.
I remember I played it with Green Skull, who we mentioned earlier. He was there, so we played it together. And we were there. It was St. Patrick's Day, I believe it was.
Oh,
got to try it out.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's just perfect for it.
On brand.
So it was. But I remember playing it, and I was like, man, like I really think this is something special. Like the way it's situated, and the way it's laid out, like destroying the walls and everything like that. There's nothing quite like it. So I'm glad it's still doing well. I'm kind of curious what the next step is for that franchise at this point.
I'm curious because everyone saw the trailer. Do we know if like the Halo guns are going to be in the game as well as skins? Like, is the battle rifle in there?
It looked like the SMG was like at least in that trailer.
Sledge
it
Elite
looked like he
set
was using
and everything. So,
And he is brandishing the hammer and
Yeah,
in
it's
the,
like
in
like
the
a
end
gravity
screen.
hammer.
Yeah, I think the
it's-
hammer is in
The
it.
hammer's
So,
different. The hammer's different.
The hammer's different?
It's a skin for Sledge.
Right.
Yeah.
Who has
That's
the
what I
hammer.
assumed. Like they were going to bring
He's
over
got like
the
a grab hammer look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Gotcha.
I didn't know if they were going to like reskin the guns because because
That would be
to me, and
awesome.
I've put in quite a bit of time into R6 before, but the guns themselves, like it's not just like cosmetic. Like if you put in the battle rifle, for instance, that scope, that aim down sight is going to change the game. So I'm interested to see if they actually.
I'll
do
check right
anything
now.
with that?
I'll boot it up right now and I'll check to see what.
Yeah. Please let me know. 'Cause I'm genuinely curious because that would fundamentally change.
It's just going to start playing.
Hey, I was about to say, it's
it seems
available
like-
now. So
Everyone shut up. Everyone shut up. Everyone shut up, please. Everyone shut up. I can't hear.
Listening for footsteps.
on me. He's on me.
Shut up. Shut up.
He's one shot. He's one shot.
There's a bot. There's RC bot
on your left.
On your left. Yeah. It seems because that's the thing. That'd be interesting because it's like obviously Halo, like they weren't really fully on realism when it came to the weapons, but whereas Rainbow Six kind of is very much in that mode. So you're right, Steve. Like I'm very curious to see how those like Master Chief's weapons handle compared to the rest of the arsenal that Rainbow Six has.
Yeah. I mean, alternatively, it could just be for show for the trailer, which I'm sure with.
So let's see these details.
False advertising.
So
That's true.
So
Shame on you, Ubisoft.
for Sledge, he comes with skins for the pistol, the shotgun, and the assault rifle that make it look like UNSC weapons.
Oh, sick. Okay.
Oh wow.
So-
Okay.
And a Cortana charm, and then a battle stance.
Nice.
Cortana charm. Ooh.
What's the price on it? How much does it cost?
He costs 2,670 credits, which would, I don't know what that would translate to in real money, but
2,000.
Imagine.
How much again?
That just sounds like
$2,670.
It's probably around what, like $20?
$20.
I'd say 10, 20 bucks probably.
Yeah, 20, 30.
It's usually what these.
That's not bad, though.
Transactions range around. Yeah. That's on average, I think.
Yeah.
With what
I'm gonna look
what
it up
they
right now.
usually do.
I still remember getting the some of the skins from Halo Infinite. I got like the 20th anniversary edition.
Yeah.
That one was pretty cool. And then the one that I've never taken that off, but the only additional one I got was the Clippy charm that you can put on your weapons.
Yep.
I was just like, I gotta keep that. Like it's Clippy.
That was so good. Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the coolest charms I got was the Halo controller, the Elite controller. If you bought that, you got the charm in the game and it just clips to your gun. I'm like, that's sick. I
Oh,
love
that's
that.
sick. Riley, you said 2670
Yes.
credits? Yeah, it's $19.99 in Canada.
That's not bad.
It's a
So
bargain
probably
for
15
Master
bucks in the
Chief.
States.
$15 for our states friends.
Yeah.
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 It's like Warzone territory for a character. Yeah.
For like a full operator skin, tracers and stuff. Yeah.
Speaking of, that game is loaded with crossovers for Halloween.
They
Yes.
popped off this season.
Going.
Yeah.
Just keep going.
The
They have
Spawn is cool, man.
They have
Spawn is cool. I have not
Skeletor.
been interested at all at jumping back into Warzone 2, but Spawn with Keith David's voice, I'm very tempted.
You mean Nicki
To-
Minaj? Nicki Minaj did it do it for you? No.
You know, it almost did. It almost. I was this close. But then Keith David Spawn. Now it's tipped me over the edge. I got to jump in. I got to play a bad game for a little bit, I think.
I really do need to
That's
jump
the
back
thing
into
that
Warzone.
angers me right now is that they popped off with these skins. They got like Lilith from Diablo 4. They have Lara Croft, and I'm like, I don't
In the
want to play
worst
this
version
game.
of it.
I don't want to play this game right now because it's
You kinda
abysmal
wanna play
right
this
now.
game.
If it was in Warzone, like the first Warzone,
Yes.
oh my god, they'd have my money instantly. Nicki
yeah.
Minaj,
So many
like that,
skins.
you know?
I bought so many
you know what-
skins to the original.
You know what's funny actually about Warzone? Okay, so disclosure: I work with Raven. I'm contracted with them. I'm working on a thing for Call of Duty. I'm actually credited in Warzone for some reason.
Oh,
They were
You
just
made it.
like,
You made the whole thing.
I had
There you
nothing
go.
to
Have
do
to
with
support
any of
Steve.
it.
We need to get in there and support our
So
country.
what you're saying is to
No,
buy
I think
more
Warzone-
Warzone.
I
Yeah.
love Warzone 2 now.
Buy more
Like, it
Warzone.
just
That's
all
what
of
you're
a sudden-
saying.
It just popped up. I was just like, I looked at the
credits.
credits. I'm like, wait, why am I in there? I didn't do anything.
I
So-
love Warzone, actually.
Yeah,
Always
okay,
loved
great.
it.
Yeah.
So good.
I mean, so do I. The fact that I haven't touched it in like months. That's it. Yeah.
Why canceling? Who needs it? We love Warzone 2.
Yeah, we love Warzone here.
So-
Your
yeah.
thumbprints are all over
So just
it,
curious
Steve.
about that,
Like,
actually.
We know. We know.
When you look at Warzone, you think of me.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
Taylor, yeah.
Steve made Warzone.
So just curious, actually, when the new one comes out, does everything just transfer over, or
This
For
one, yeah.
Modern Warfare 3, it will. So
Modern
all the,
Warfare 3,
all the
okay.
skins you buy now for the new game will be compatible. For the next one, probably not.
Are
But
they making a
hopefully
Warzone
sticks
3?
around. I hope
would've-
not.
We don't know.
So
next
I will
week
say
is next.
I will say that's like that for the official sort of language. Again, I don't speak for the company or whatever, but Warzone 2 essentially is the engine for pretty much like Call of Duty going forward. It's like so like basically now that's why it's Warzone 2.0. If there is any plans for 3, I have zero idea.
I need to continue. I need to continue with my Nicki Minaj. I can't lose her now. You know.
What about
So-
your Travis Scott skin? Don't you have that one too? It's like every rapper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Snoop Dogg.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Snoop Dogg too. I forgot about that
Dogs in
one.
there.
Yeah.
Who
Well,
else
they
is in
learned their
there?
lesson
I don't even know.
after putting in
were saying-
influencers.
Skeletor was cool. Oh, yeah, that was rough. We had what? Like you said, Riley said Skeletor was in there.
Ash Williams.
Ash Williams.
Ash
right.
Williams. Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah,
Yeah,
Evil
I
Dead.
can't believe they got that before Mortal Kombat. I can't believe it.
I know, right? That seems like a perfect fit for MK, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Thing.
They have the Doom chainsaw coming this season
really?
as well.
Yeah.
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 Wait.
21
what?
Savage, huh?
Like from
21
Doom?
Savage. Yeah.
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 What other did they have any like superhero properties outside of Spawn? The boys.
The Boys.
Oh,
yeah.
Boys,
Yeah, they were the first
That
one.
one was
Yeah.
pretty cool. That one's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Although
They
I
got
will
Black
admit,
Noir.
the Godzilla and King Kong event was
That was my
dope.
favorite thing
That
ever.
was super sweet.
It was, I was
So
so
much
pumped.
fun.
I went in there and I was like, okay, like I'm buying the Godzilla skin, I'm buying the Kong's skin, I'm buying the Mecha Godzilla skin, and then they're like, joke's on you, that shit doesn't carry over, and also Warzone 1's discontinued. I'm like,
Yeah. I hope they bring back the Godzilla and King Kong event back again because
me
that
too.
was
That
dope
was
as hell.
really
That
cool.
was
Where you're
cool.
fighting Kong and Zilla on the map.
Yep.
That was crazy.
I
You'd be
will
fighting
say-
some guy in an open area and Kong would just drop in from the sky, start hucking rocks. I was like, this is the best thing ever.
I will say though, it was second to the Russian decryption event that they had for the original Warzone.
God.
where they had, like,
Nuts for
phone
that,
calls?
man.
Yeah.
That was
Dude,
cool.
I was sitting in front of my TV with my headphones with my friends in
Yeah.
a group, and we're like trying to
I
translate
can count
Russian.
to 10 in Russian now.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
We were going through Google Translate, being like, "Oh, what's this number? Do that," and like, we were on another level.
battle for those tunnels, like so
Yup.
that you can
The
like
tunnel.
so you can
Yeah.
take- or those whatever they are, the little bunkers.
The bunkers,
You can
yeah.
take control of them. Oh my god, yeah, no,
Those were the
it's
days,
not-
man.
Warzone, it's just not the same.
No.
It's not the same like it
No,
was. Man.
we need to roll it back. We need to go
Yeah.
back to the Verdansk days, the
Yes,
Caldera
Steve.
days.
Come on.
come
What
on.
are you doing here with
Yeah, we
us
need
and not
Caldera.
fixing the
We
game?
need
What the
Caldera.
hell?
Where's
First y'all were like, I am.
I know,
Like,
so
okay, all right. I see
180.
how this works. I see how this podcast works. Y'all turn on me. You,
It was just like that.
We're reeling
That's
in.
all
You know?
you SOB turncoats. I mean, swear to God.
Oh my gosh. Well, let's talk about a game that had a terrible launch. It was Payday 3. I don't know what happened to this game. Because it's online only option. There's no offline mode, and matchmaking was just not working. So it took people like
Why
20
would they
minutes.
do that?
It took people 20
Why?
minutes and just to end up with bots anyway. But then is there's no
What about like
offline
inviting
option?
your friends? What was that whole situation like?
Good luck. Maybe.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
it was a pretty rough one.
Oh man.
Yeah, it was a
So
rough
they blamed
launch, yeah.
the third party, right? For the connection issues. And now that third party is just like, all right, bye.
Who-
So I wonder what they're gonna do.
What?
That was a
Yeah.
bad
Hold
idea.
on, hold on.
Who's the third
Elaborate
party? Like
on that?
redacted. Like we blame third party.
So like, yeah. So they blame the third party matchmaking partner, and now that partner is looking to ditch. That was like the headline for the article.
Insane.
Yeah.
What a fumble. Why are you pointing fingers? Just like take it on the chin and be like, hey, sorry, we know this isn't the best. We're working for it. Like that's it. That's
and then
all
internally basically shit on them.
Oh man, it's beginning a lot worse before it gets much better, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
If those guys drop out, man, like, that's rough.
The difficulty about this game is that it's also on Game Pass. So you're getting a lot of people on Game Pass wanting to try out the game, and then you can't even find you can't find anyone for 20 minutes or it's like some people got lucky with 5 minutes, but then it's just we wait that long, you're like, I don't forget it. Like I'm just go download Master Chief.
Consider what Xbox's whole ordeal is too, because I mean they paid to get Payday on Game Pass. So if they're looking at this game and being like, well, it doesn't even work. What's the contractual obligation for them to have to pay? Or maybe I don't know.
That's very true.
My guess is that I don't think it's like people are sort of are always going to associate Xbox with Game Pass, and they're the ones that are the curators of the quality of games that are on there. In this case, if you are blaming Xbox for Payday 3's technical issues, that's on you. That's not you're wrong. Go shut up and sit in the corner. It's disappointing that essentially you can't get networking doesn't work off the hop. And yes, when you have a big install base like a Game Pass subscription, it sucks. It's you can't really get into a day one, but it's painful. It's painful.
Your launch would have gotten a lot smoother if it wasn't for the Xbox Game Pass people, because that's a huge influx of other people.
Is it PC as well, or just console?
I think it's PC
I think it's PC,
for on the Game Pass.
It's unfortunate because my buddies they've been playing it, and I mean I guess when they can get into a game, they said it's pretty fun, and so it quite a bummer, because under different circumstances, if the game was able to have decent servers, or at least if they were able to fix it relatively close post launch, this could have had a pretty decently sized player base right now. But it's looking like it's spiraling out of control from what you guys are saying here, which is really unfortunate.
You have to feel for the developers, because I'm sure that they wanted to put out a good game, but obviously it has something to do with it, whether or not they had the right timeline or pressure from the publisher themselves. Regardless, though, this is not the year to miss, right? Payday 3 comes out and kind of in a similar vein of Jedi Survivor, where it was a good game, people had fun with it, but it just didn't come out in the state that a lot of people wanted it to. You just kind of float to the bottom at this point, because there are so many great games hitting those high 8s, 9s, 10s and everything. So even if Payday 3 came out and was able to kind of recover, by that time it's you're hitting October, November, and I don't know if you can stay in the conversation.
The landscape, what's coming up ahead is so busy, where it's exactly they could have tapped in to the zeitgeist for a second, just caught the wave, or joined the wave. But now, with whatever's coming up in October, they're just going to get lost in the sauce, and it's really unfortunate. And the difference too, the really tough part is between this and something like Jedi Survivor, like you're mentioning, is to my understanding, correct me if I'm wrong, but Jedi Survivor's main issues were its PC performance.
Yes.
On console,
also on console as well.
It was fine.
As well. Yeah. Well, no, console had issues as well, which they only now, I think 2 weeks ago, they just addressed. Actually,
the latest patch
was it as bad as what was going on PC?
Not as bad as PC. PC, they were getting the error message.
Can't play it on PC. Yeah,
PC, they were getting the error message you could go further, but it was basically had something to do with the save file. It's there's an issue with that, but console didn't have that issue.
Yeah, because at least it was playable, right? On console,
it's totally playable. Yeah,
but with Payday, it's an online only game. Its entire functionality is playing multiplayer, either with your friends or with people online. And so if that's not necessarily not even not working, but if it's broken, that's really bad. Because there's nothing else there's no other way to have fun.
There's no offline. You can't play with bots or anything like that. Which they had, and it's also the same thing we talked about last week, where why certain things are not at a game launch, where they had an offline mode in the previous game Payday installments, and this one they're like, okay, no offline mode, just online only, and that's it.
Were there any betas, alphas for Payday 3 at all?
I didn't hear
Not that
any.
I
If
know
there
of.
was, I
There
haven't
should have been.
I don't know.
That's yeah. I mean, you can consider that a huge reason as to why something like this would have even happened.
Yeah.
If you're going to make an online only game,
Yeah.
you got to
You
test
need
the
stress
servers.
test.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah.
you got to test your servers, man. You got to give people an opportunity to play so that you can see if you can handle it. That's really tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, over the weekend, things did get smoothed out and everything. They had about 218,000 players over the weekend. That was the
good.
peak.
It's not bad.
But then they had like a 1.3 million unique players who wanted to give the game a go, since launch. So
That's a big drop.
That's a big drop right there.
drop.
Brutal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So whoever is like unplugging in over there, like, oh, we're to blame. All right, well, we could blame us now and keep unplugging on them. Maybe, yeah.
Oof.
I don't know.
I mean, I know that it's like it sucks that it hit at around like in between all these like giant games that have come out in the past like couple months, but like, is it just me, or is like I did not know really anything about Payday 3 until it was like out. I didn't even know that the release date for it until
no idea it was coming
already out.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was completely unaware.
No, you're definitely not wrong. Especially that there's like a like you guys said, like there's only so much window space for you to like have your game out for people to try out, and then like because after that, like the juggernauts are coming back. Like Spider-Man's right around the corner. You know, another Forza game's coming. Mario's coming out.
Alan Wake.
You know, Alan Wake.
Assassin's Creed.
Yep. Like you only have so much space.
Cyberpunk is out.
Cyberpunk
isn't it this week?
It's today. It's already out.
Yeah, right now.
There you go.
Like you don't have that much space. Like that was their small window, and like it's just unfortunate they had to deal with all that.
Yeah.
Well, also, I mean, like Banishers from Don't Nod, or is it Banishers or Banished, or I can't remember what it was.
Something like that.
But that they basically said like they delayed it till February because they were like, we don't want to be in the onslaught of games. Like that's what also happened to was it Alone in the Dark? Is that what the other one was that also got pushed to next year?
January.
Honestly,
But you mean
good
Banishers
decision.
Ghosts of New Eden? That one?
That one, yeah.
Yeah,
I was
got
actually
delayed.
looking forward to that one. What the hell? What
I got delayed till February.
What the hell?
Yeah.
That
just that got announced this week. It was like
I'll give it to them. Fine, it's fine.
We will have enough games to play until then. You're
Marcel,
fine.
we're
Well,
fine.
I want to.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll be deciding whether to play that or Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I mean, you know, that'll be
Or Princess Peach Showtime.
That's right.
Like, this is ruins everything now. You know,
Or Destiny 2: The Final Shape. I mean, come on, big blockbusters here.
Yeah.
There's a lot of blockbusters coming.
When's
out.
Final Shape?
Wow.
Destiny 2.
February.
Yeah.
February.
Okay, next year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my.
I wish they still kept the September release date calendar that they used to have. I know it was
That was
like
nice.
they did that because of Activision, and they did it also because of the delay for COVID. But it's like, I mean, it's so cool about play like a new Destiny thing in February, but I kind of like the September, like just as the fall hits, it's like,
Yep.
There's something nice
expansion.
about it, right? Like, there's just something weird and like cozy about, like, you know, the leaves are falling off the trees and you're booting up
You're on
Destiny on a
Neptune.
rainy day or something, you know?
Yep.
Like,
Summer's over. You're not wanting to be outside anymore. You want to jump in and stay inside and play video games. And it's like,
but hey, I guess we got that with a lot of games in like the next
Now,
3
yeah.
weeks.
I
You
was
know?
about to say, you
Yeah.
guys you guys go outside in the summer? What?
funny enough, I've been outside more this summer than I have in probably a long time.
I will
I'll
definitely agree. I'll definitely agree to that. And like, it's all your guys' fault. But I also thank you at the same time as well. So
Sorry.
yeah, you're welcome. I guess. Yeah. Let's talk about good old Sony leaking once again. I feel like this is like
Several Sony related things leaked apparently in the last 24 hours, even if we're talking Spider-Man.
Jesus, Sony.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like it's every 5 years they're leaking something. Like, I think what was their first major one? Was it the credit card leak or something like that? I think like way
It was
back.
the PlayStation outage.
The PlayStation
Yeah,
outage.
that was
oh my
huge.
god, that was wild. Oh my, you're right.
That was crazy.
That was
Yeah,
crazy.
the PlayStation
times.
3 era.
Yeah.
And then
Can't catch a
the
break.
film one. The one that
Yeah.
did all their film.
that was
the
the one-
reason,
was that the reason why
why
the-
Spider-Man's in the MCU even
Yeah.
right now.
The true. Was that the whole like interview thing with James Franco and Seth Rogen? Like that whole leak happened around that? Yeah. I forgot about that.
That's
this
wild.
one, this new ransomware.
What's going on with this one? I didn't read too much about this one, but apparently hackers, they said we have all systems.
I don't believe them.
No, I don't
believe either.
Yeah.
This seems so sus, and like it seems like it's run by a few high schoolers who, for all intents and purposes, may have hacked them, but I don't think that they have the amount of information that they claim to. Because for one, if you're trying, for one, they're not even trying to get money out of Sony themselves. They're just trying to sell the data. So it kind of just seems like they're just trying to make Sony worry. The timing of it just doesn't really make sense, especially ahead of Spider-Man 2's launch. Yeah. It just seems like they're trying to raise red flags, get people sweating and everything. But honestly, Sony hasn't even put out like an official statement.
No, I don't think they would.
Acknowledge
no, but that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like if it was like as detrimental as they're making it out to be, I feel like we would know by now. You know,
they
like
made a statement saying we're aware of this.
Something, especially if it has to do with the user's personal information, or if it has to do with like PlayStation Network or any of their IPs.
Yeah, they would be telling people, right? Like,
if that was the case, which makes me, makes me think like
that's
it's
actually really true. Yeah.
Well, the group said we will sell the data due to Sony not wanting to pay data as for sale. So like, it's probably not important information.
It's probably just corporate stuff.
It's all our credit cards again.
Didn't they say the date was like they'll release it by the 28th, like December 28th or something like that?
Go for it. I'm sure whatever boring Microsoft Word files you have, go for it.
Supposedly, I think what was it? I think they showed as proof that they had it was like a file structure or folder structure had like 6,000 files in it. Yeah, and it was like a couple of like emails or like specific corporate documents, or like it was something that was like so like, really, that's all you say like to prove that yes you do have this information? I'm like, nah. And the fact it was like, was it ransom.dv or whatever is what it's called? Like, what a stupid name. Yeah.
Guys, I would believe it more. I would believe it more if it was like user I hacked Sony and it was like hacked with like X's. I would be like, oh, these guys mean business now. But
that's a name that pops up in like those brainstorming meetings where they say no dumb idea is a dumb idea, and someone mentions that, it's like, no, that's a dumb idea. We're not going to do that one.
They sign off their emails like, you just got ransomed. You know?
Exactly. That is a name that would show up in Cyberpunk as like a joke name.
Yes. 100,000%.
Yeah. You find as a collectible or something.
Exactly. Yeah. You hack a computer. It was like LUL ransom,
ROFL. You know, XD.
We're so
ransomed. You know, yeah. Oh, I love that.
Just wait. Now they're gonna hack us.
I know we're screwed now. Like, oh my god.
Here's the thing: they missed the opportunity. They said they had 6,000. They missed the opportunity. They say they had 6,000 files. All they had to do was just change the number to 1337, and they would have been like so leaked.
Oh yeah. Guys. They were right there.
It was right there, and they just didn't take it. You know, that shows how smart they actually really are.
Next episode, we got hacked by ransom.vc. So.
Maybe these are the guys that leaked that promo for Spider-Man 2 that went out last night.
Maybe.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
I did. Yeah. I just heard about the leak, but I didn't really look into it. And now you're saying that Spider-Man and. Did they announce anything else or?
So I mean, from what I can tell,
where's Wolverine? Like what the hell?
Right? You know, like give me some details about that, Ransom. But yeah, I mean, from what I can tell, it looks like it's like some launch trailer of some kind. It's probably officially dropping in like the next day or two, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
But I'd like from the way it looks, somebody might have grabbed this off of like. Maybe like a Brazilian social page, maybe PlayStation Brazil put this out accidentally. I know in my experience, like a lot of the European side of WB Games seem to be the ones who usually like accidentally leak things, whether it be like a trailer. Like who remembers even was it No Way Home when Sony Brazil or something put out an extended trailer where you actually see like Lizard like getting punched by the air, you know, and everyone was like, wait, Andrew Garfield or Tom McGuire, they're totally in the movie. Like, I don't know how this like keeps happening. But it happened again.
I was wild. I remember like the version that we got. You see like Lizard jumping, but his head turns, but no one's there. Well, like they photoshopped them out. Because there was one part of that I remember seeing.
The scene that we saw in the American version of the trailer, it cuts before you even see him get kicked, right? But like there's like a second extra in like the Brazilian version, and he just gets kicked by thin air. You know, like,
and all those like that.
That's I remember
someone
seeing
got
that.
Cut out of that trailer. You know?
Because there's like weird masking as well, like where Garfield should be. It looked like very rough footage that they just included in there. Right. Super strange.
Didn't that pop up on Visual Effects Artists React, like Corridor Crew? They talked about that.
They broke it down.
They broke it down.
That's what made me think. Okay, no, there has to be there has to be something there.
Something's going on. I know.
Tom Holland was just happy it wasn't him for once. He's
once,
so many things.
Every time he sees like Spider-Man and Leak trending on Twitter, he's like, "Oh my god!"
Although he did spoil like what actually happened in that movie. It was like something like, he wasn't there the day that
I saw that
Andrew Garfield did the scene with Zendaya, and it's just like he's like, "Oh yeah, I wasn't there, but oh crap."
No one caught it. No one caught it.
I think like he had the look of terror on his face, but like Zendaya like kind of looked at him, and like no one caught it until afterwards. But
the anxiety he must have felt for that split second.
Him and Mark Ruffalo, man.
My god, that Mark Ruffalo video is hysterical.
I love
Everyone
the pairing.
dies. Dude, what are you doing?
I love the pairing that they always paired him up with Benedict Cumberbatch in press things, because he was like,
he's like,
don't talk. Yeah, stay silent. Yeah.
He's like, not sitting next to me, bud. Definitely not. My favorite though is, I can't remember which one it is. It's one of the Avengers, and he's like looking at the poster, and he has the box.
Oh, and he's like,
"This is so cool," and it's like, "Do not show." It's like, confidential. And then he turns around and is like,
Holland,
"Oh,
right?
To be honest, whoever packaged that, that's on them. That's what you should see first, unless he flipped the box, maybe. Which I don't know. But like that should be on that person who packaged it.
Did you guys see that little promo for Spider-Man 2?
No.
Yeah, the leaked one? No.
Yeah. It
was kind of like pretty bad quality from what I kept popping up, so I just didn't want to.
Not the greatest quality, and it's only like 10 seconds. I imagine there's going to be like a full because it's of the same style, if you remember what they did for the first game, and even with Miles Morales, where it's like, I think with the first game, it's like Peter getting knocked down by all the different villains, and then he like rises back up. And then he goes and he fights Mr. Negative at the end of it, saying like it's a CGI trailer essentially.
Okay. Oh wait, but I did see that then.
It's pretty cool, man. I mean, what I think most impressed by, I want to see the full thing, just especially I want to hear it in English, see what the dialogue is like. Mm-hmm. But what I'm just most impressed by, and I hope this translates into gameplay, is just the sheer size of Venom.
Compared to Spider-Man,
Venom looks massive. Like might as well transition to Spider-Man.
Monstrous, man.
Let's transition over to Spider-Man news here, because that was also one of our topics. But like that, I remember Spider-Man's gone gold as well. It was really cool, a nice, cool way of doing it, having the voice actors involved as well.
Mm-hmm. They filmed that at San Diego Comic-Con.
Oh,
as it turns out, yeah. So I guess maybe they were expecting. Maybe they were expecting to go gold around a certain time, so like, let's just film this in advance. And it's funny because one of the community managers at Insomniac, like that moment where Najee Jeter just screams out, he goes, "Marvel Spider-Man 2 has gone gold." Like the community manager was like sweating because
other people can hear it
a whole month before they were officially planning to announce that. So he's like, I hope nobody heard.
Yeah, imagine if you were just around the corner. You went
the YouTube video. Who said that? Yeah.
I will say the cool thing about that like little video 100% is Tony Todd. Like just hearing that voice of Venom. Like
I can't wait. And then as well, just like talking about like how friggin' large and monstrous Venom is. Like that lizard fight that we got to experience, like he's also massive in the game. And I don't know, I'm super down. They mentioned in an interview that like Spider-Man 2, if the villains in Spider-Man 1 were more tech based, the ones in Spider-Man 2 are a bit more like monsters, with Venom, with Lizard. I hope if they have something like, Hydra Man, Sandman, I think that could be really, really cool. But yeah, I'm so hyped. I'm so hyped. 3 weeks, like
I can't.
This is gonna feel the longest 3 weeks of my life, man.
I can't believe it's going 3 weeks. It's insane, and like
unbelievable.
With everything you guys covered and how fast the game transitioned, and like obviously double the size in the city and everything, and like, it's just it looks pretty cool.
And the nice thing also is that they are very confident in this game. You can just tell.
Yeah.
Like the way that they're talking about it.
So,
of course. But I'm just saying, like, not even from like what we experienced, like when we would travel down to LA and everything. I'm just talking externally, like the amount of gameplay that they're showing, the amount of assets and everything. Like, it's just showing a lot of PlayStation confidence that I think we haven't really seen in quite a while, in my opinion.
I mean, they've been pretty confident about like a lot of the releases, but definitely Insomniac games. They are very much like I don't know what they put in the water in Insomniac to basically because it's like they're able to put out so much, like such great content when it comes to like to their games, but also in a way that they've said that with not a lot of crunch, which I'm like, how, like they just, especially with like the fact, because like we all play a bunch of games, we all review a bunch of games at times, and there are times that like we'll get reviews coming in really hot, like right up to the wire, which basically does not bode well for the potential of like how well this game actually like can play. But with with Insomniac games, they're coming in and like it's almost like the game was done like months ago, and now they're just like now they're ramping everything up, and it's
now
like
they're ready to talk about it.
They're ready to talk about it, and it's just like I'm so excited for that. Well, like I'm like basically I don't want to see any other promo stuff until I get my hands on the game. I'm that like I just need like I don't want to be spoiled by anything else anymore. Like it's just, I'm in that mode right now.
Just don't open any emails from ransom.vc and then
good call. That's it.
Hey, Ransom, they just offered me a Spider-Man 2 code. All I gotta do is just click this innocuous link.
Let's do it. Wow, yeah, here we go.
Let's go. Nice. Congrats, man.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's wild. Spider-Man in 3 weeks. Can't believe it. Can't wait for it. And then what? I guess now we
can't wait. All 19 inches of Venom.
All 19 inches of Venom. Now everyone's doing 19 inches of everything. The Sephiroth 19 inches now, and
Sephiroth.
It's getting played out. I'm gonna be honest.
We're past it.
Yeah.
I moved on. It was so 2 weeks ago.
It
was funny when Insomniac did
now.
it. Yeah, exactly. Give me 25 inches or something.
They don't care.
Time to up your game up. Yeah.
Microsoft, I guess, officially buys Activision now. Are we getting close now?
The UK let it through.
Looks like it.
That was like a pre-approval before the real approval. So now we're looking at probably early October for that to close.
Honestly, I just want this to be over.
Looks like it.
To be honest.
I think finally that this whole saga is done. What a like they're writing a 5th season of Succession just off this whole deal. I'm telling you right now, like it's that whole thing was crazy, up and down. They had control of like gaming news for like 4 months just on this freaking deal. Like people just couldn't stop talking about, is it going to happen? It got blocked. They appealed. FTC approved. Blah 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 blah. Like it's unreal.
For $69 billion, like that, just like.
My assumption is they're not done yet either, so it should be pretty interesting in the next few years to see what happens.
Not done like acquiring.
They're definitely going to acquire more.
Microsoft is like sitting on a pile of cash. Like it just makes a total sense that they're going to be like, yeah, let's acquire stuff. And even with the leaks of like them thinking about like buying Nintendo and all that. Here's the thing about like a lot of people may not know about these kind of like conversations. It's not that Microsoft or Xbox was seriously considering buying Nintendo. Every company that wants to acquire, they go through this. They go through like, okay, who are the people or who are the companies we could look at, and then they do a proper they do an evaluation, being like, okay, what is involved? They do their due diligence to see what is involved in trying to be able to buy that company, and that's why Phil was talking about like, okay, right, because at the time when that email was written, it was like what 2020, so it was like pre-pandemic, it was pre-everything, so it's like, okay, we don't know what and that's like everyone was like, oh, like of course, like the Nintendo was gonna like with their hardware sales of Switches, like, yeah, right, into like Xbox is gonna buy them. It's like, no, that's a possibility because hardware doesn't guarantee success. Like we all seen what happened when they released the Wii U. So it could happen with the Switch too, where it's so weird and just out there that everyone just continues to play with their Switch and not buy the new Switch too. So every company goes like that's large as Microsoft is going to go through all that. It's not to say that they're going to buy them, but I mean, like you're right, Riley. Like I don't think that they're done in wanting to be able to acquire new studios or whatever. But I just want the games coming out from those studios instead. Stop acquiring just studios and just keep making games. Like make their games for it. Like,
I agree.
And more importantly, I want to see Microsoft start investing in their own studios rather than leaning on their acquired ones.
Yes.
Because
100%.
as much as I love Starfield, I really love everything that Bethesda's brought to their table, and I'm sure Activision Blizzard's going to do a lot to leverage the brand as well. There has not been an Xbox exclusive or game that has popped off. Not one.
Oh, from Xbox first party. Yeah.
No, nothing that they've acquired. Nothing like I want them to invest in a studio, bring in talent, bring in new ideas and stuff like that, because we can sit here and talk about acquisitions and stuff like that, but they still, and it's a critical point, they have still not shown that they can manage a team that they've created themselves, because with the exception of maybe Gears
shambles.
It's
343
still insane to me. Like Gears, Gears 4 and 5, like I think they're good games.
Absolutely. Yep.
But like they need to be like, they need to compete with a Ghost of Tsushima. They need to compete with like those big PlayStation exclusives. Okay, you're not going to go toe to toe with something like a juggernaut like Spider-Man. Like that's an IP that transcends just being a PlayStation exclusive. It's one of the biggest IPs in the world, right? So that's we're not fighting that race, right? But people should look at a library of exclusives on Xbox and be like, I think that's better than this PlayStation game, or like Halo Infinite should have come out and been like, you have to get an Xbox for this game.
And here's the thing, the multiplayer was it was like
good.
When they had the perfect release of everything when it came to that multiplayer. It was like they had the beta weekends that people really loved. It was a ton of fun, and then that surprise launch on the 20th anniversary it launched that day. It was huge. Everyone was talking about Halo for a good solid month, and it was great. And then when the main game came out, it didn't really hit everything. Like it was like all right, but then it was just like they lost that momentum with everything going on at 343 and not releasing.
They didn't have like dedicated Slayer modes. I think I remember there was a couple of things that
they didn't have. There was
no key that were missing.
Yeah, there was no campaign co-op. There was no Forge mode.
There was no playlist.
Which was a huge.
The story wasn't even out yet, too, right?
No, the story was out.
Oh,
the story was out, but you couldn't do. Yeah, you couldn't do online co-op with it.
Or replay. You couldn't replay missions, which is another weird one.
Like it's one of those instances where the game is, I'd say, even objectively good. Especially as an FPS, it's really fun. Like it's giving me that same that Halo feel that I love. Right. And anytime like my older brother, he still plays it like crazy. Anytime he comes over and we play it, I do jump in. I'm like, this is really good. You know what I mean? But whenever he leaves, like I never get that itch, that urge, I need to jump back in, and I feel a large part of that is it was joining a landscape where you have games like Warzone, like Fortnite, these free to play online multiplayer games where the updates are constant. There is new content. It feels like every day, maybe not literally every day, but it feels like every day something new
going on. There's new skin, or there's something like a new weapon. There's a rotation.
It had the solid gameplay to compete. It just didn't have the content for it, and it just and I put that solely on unfortunately on 343, and it sucks because it's like. It just seems that the 343 never really caught a break, and it's obviously with with a lot of like leadership leading and obviously with layoffs as of late, it just seems that 343 is in cleanup mode right now. But it just sucks that it happened during that development, because like Halo Infinite was supposed to be that. Here's where you buy an Xbox Series X and S for.
And I'm sorry.
You remember it launched with that box, like on the back of the box. It was all Halo Infinite. That was the selling game there.
It's like on the back of that box.
I was actually about to say, like, this game was supposed to launch with Xbox, and the fact that they delayed it a year, and this is what we got. Like, what we have got when the game came out.
Yeah.
Like,
oh my God, I know. And
and
the toughest part too is I'm sorry. I know some people are gonna disagree. There should be a battle royale mode. Like,
I'm 100%.
There should be. Like,
Yes.
I don't know why
the fact they didn't launch with that. Like, it is. Like, sure, classic multiplayer for Halo is great, but it definitely needed that battle royale.
They kept doing this thing where they were acting like they were above that or something. And I also, like, I saw so many people complain, like, oh, I don't want battle royale in Halo. It's like, okay, if you had the option to also have Team Slayer, big team battle, and then have a battle royale mode, what's the issue?
Big team battle in that battle royale map. Oh my God!
It's rumored that they were making a battle royale mode, right?
Yeah.
Certain Affinity
Not
is rumored.
343. Certain Affinity was supposed to.
And Certain Affinity's Canada. They're in Canada, right?
And Texas.
They're in Texas. Okay, and they've worked on a lot of Halo multiplayer maps.
Right? Going back to like Halo 2, like they are veterans of a
they know what they're doing.
They've been around.
Bungie,
so everything with like Project Tatanka, which is assumedly what the battle royale mode is, like they're supposed to be spearheading that. That's all of them.
If I were them, I would. This is going to sound crazy, but bear with me. I would relaunch Halo multiplayer as its own thing, standalone from the campaign, free to play, and I would launch it on every platform. I would have it on PlayStation. I would have it on Switch. I would have it on Steam.
Interesting.
I would have it on Xbox.
I'm right there with you, because the install, or not only the install base, but the user base as well, has kind of moved on solely on Xbox. Like, you need to have like a new pop.
It's the only way to save it, I think. You can't just and then you can have the campaigns on Xbox only. Like, that's the motivator.
Or at very least, Project Tatanka, the battle royale, that's your
just that be everywhere.
Keep core multiplayer just on Xbox. I'm totally down with that.
Battle royale for Halo just writes itself. Like, imagine your ODSTs. Your
ODSTs 1,000%. Or even just a Spartan, like they do it in multiplayer all the time.
Man.
Like,
it is
how fun would be, like, everybody get in the Warthog, like we gotta get to the circle. Like, it would be crazy.
Yeah,
it would be so
get
much
the Banshees going through, you get the ghosts.
Heck yeah. And then you have certain events where you're battling the Covenant, as you're also battling each other.
It could have just been like a way more expanded version of what was it from Halo Reach, Invasion mode?
Yes.
It could have just been that, but
like
way bigger. Oh my God. Now it's the biggest missed opportunity was for some reason them thinking they were above a battle royale mode. I also don't want to like belabor my original point of like there's like a weird leadership thing with just homebrewing some development studios, but then you also hear about like Perfect Dark and the Initiative studio that they created, and it's like now they're just from reports and everything passing on most of the responsibility to Crystal Dynamics. I'm like, guys, you guys need to just worry about what you have in front of you versus buying all these studios, because that's not going to create your brand. I love the Xbox ecosystem. I love their games, obviously, but I want to see what you guys can do. Like, don't just slap around your money on the table. Like, we need to see some actual output of.
I agree, and I mean, sorry, I agree 100% because I say this like of course, like I don't know what my contract will be like if obviously the acquisition goes through. I don't know whether I'm going to become basically a Microsoft contractor or still Activision. I don't know what that's going to entail, and I don't have any other inside dealings with it. But I agree with you 100%. In that they like Xbox, I love them. Like like I'm big fans of them. I've been fans of them for like literally 20 years now. And it pains me to say this, but I think that you're right. They've been diluting their brand so much with buying all these studios, and they can't deliver. I mean, the fact that Starfield is their biggest Xbox launch to date, and it's not even technically an Xbox studio game. Like it took 3 years after the new console came out for them to actually be able to have that kind of that kind of a game to come out. It's sad that it's happened to be that, and I hate to even use this comparison, but if they essentially are not investing in their own studios as much as they should, they're going to turn into basically like an Embracer Group or like a Tencent, where they're just going to buy just for the sake of buying.
Yep. No, absolutely. Like it's like for me, like it's like I'm a sports guy, so like you're just buying all the star players and you're still not winning championships in a way. Like you need to build like a farm team to bring them up and everything. Or they oh my god, they are the LA Lakers. I can't believe this. Don't be like the LA Lakers, all right? Okay, Kobe's gone. I'm sorry, rest in peace, Kobe. Mamba and everything. But please, like, you gotta build up a team, man. Like, you can't just have oh, we're gonna buy them. Oh, you're making a half decent game. Okay, we'll buy you over and everything like that. Like,
yeah.
I know they bought over like Ninja Theory. Like, I guess so. Like, would you guys even consider that as their homegrown game? Like.
No, because
like Ninja Theory made
I think so to a degree.
But they haven't made an
where's the cutoff, right?
but they haven't delivered on anything except for the multiplayer game. It's escaping me, but
that was an awful game.
But that's my point. Like,
talking about.
Hellblade 2 is supposed to be the first Xbox AAA game to come from Ninja Theory. Until they prove that, I don't consider that. Even Forza Horizon, not a homebrewed studio. They acquired them. Psychonauts 2. The list goes on and on. Like, they have not delivered. And it really pains me to see.
I think in a way, if we're going to consider like an original Xbox studio, I think it has to be kind of like that first 10 to 15 that they announced with. It's like we have all these these studios, because those are the ones that like we don't really have still something, like for some of them we don't even have like anything from them. We have we have like maybe Outer Worlds from Obsidian, but like where's Avowed? Rare, they've been working on obviously Sea of Thieves, but also like, they got anything else going on?
Well, they've been on Sea of Thieves for a very long time.
Sea of Thieves, I would say,
Sea of Thieves is a great success for them, 1000%. I just
Xbox already had Rare under their belt when
that's true,
right? So I would say that was their last one.
That probably, maybe that might be their sort of like their considered last one. I mean, also as well, like it depends on kind of like on the, because even though we say Psychonauts with Double Fine's been an Xbox partner for a long time. So to them to be owned by Xbox now, it just like it kind of like it's almost like a welcome home. It's like it would have been great, like say for instance, like if Bungie came back to Xbox, like that's kind of considered an original Bungie studio. But like I mean, it's weird when we see sort of the cohesiveness of PlayStation studios, and we talk about like Naughty Dog, Sony Santa Monica, Sucker Punch, Insomniac is sort of it's weird that we like Insomniac is sort of like in that sort of mode of like they feel like they need to prove themselves to basically to kind of be at the level of a PlayStation studio game. Like that's kind of like when the release cadence that they were doing, that's what it felt like. But no, they're a true PlayStation studio, even though they acquired them after the fact. But it just like you're right, like there's no cohesive Xbox identity as like other than if you talk about Halo, Gears, or what, Sea of Thieves, Age of Empires, I don't know, Fable, I don't know. It's weird that like we have to resort to Halo as like, oh yeah, that's Xbox 100%, and I want them to be able to come that with their showcase this year. There's some really good potential great games in there.
Absolutely.
But I'm sick and tired of hearing about the games. I want to play them.
Yeah.
And to Phil's credit, he came out this year and he said, Starfield is this starting point, and I 100% believe him. I mean, I think that game set a good precedent. We're following that up with Forza Motorsport later this year, and I'm hopeful that we're on a good path for Xbox. But yeah, just the news of this acquisition probably going through and everything. I just hope that they're not, to your point, Steve, diluting themselves to the point where they're not even able to manage their internal studios anymore, because at that point they'll have so many that's like, okay, yeah, Bethesda's kind of treated in its own bubble. Activision, assumedly, will be treated the same, but how much can Phil kind of oversee and Matt Booty as well? Like how many emails are they going to get? Going back and forth of like, okay, what's the quality assurance here and everything? Because we don't want another Redfall. The Xbox ecosystem cannot have another Redfall.
Absolutely not.
I think it's for right now, like I think that Bethesda's still going to be kind of considered its own. Activision's still going to be considered its own. Like you're right, like Phil can oversee it all, but it's like he can't like if we're seeing him as like he's in the day-to-day, like playing these games, trying them out, and it's like no, he doesn't have time for that like at all. Like I know I've seen I haven't seen his actual schedule, but I've been in his schedule at a certain point. Like he has his own chief of staff. Like he has his own staff. Like that's how busy Phil actually is, and that so he has to rely on people like Matt or like Sarah, essentially to kind of like to oversee a lot more of that. And also I would imagine like probably Todd Howard is essentially that for Bethesda, and whoever, like I hope it's not Bobby Kotick. I hope it's someone else to be able to take over Activision. But essentially they're gonna need that because he can't oversee it all, and unfortunately because he's the head, it's all going to fall back on him, and which is this double-edged sword. It's like, I'm not the one responsible for this, but I kind of have to be because the buck stops with me. And it's just, it's the double-edged sword of being like that outward person of Xbox. And then also it's like, okay, and then the head of Xbox at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
I guess very quickly, everyone say who they're going to buy next.
Who they're going to buy next?
I got Sega.
Not Capcom, because they
definitely not. No,
not Capcom. So, Capcom was like a couple of years ago, maybe, but
they're gonna buy all the ransomed.
Yeah, I'm saying Sega.
I'm going to say this. Potentially because of what we've been seeing with this particular company and the sort of we don't know what's going to happen. I can totally see Microsoft buying Eidos and Crystal Dynamics from Embracer.
I could see that.
I can see that as well. Yep.
And the Tomb Raider IP.
Yeah.
And the Tomb Raider IP. Yeah,
and
I can see
Tomb Raider has always been first on content always came out first on Xbox and then later on PlayStation. So they already had
and Eidos owns it, or Crystal Dynamics or whatever. Yeah, they own it.
I would say something like, oh, maybe they're gonna acquire like WB Games, but it doesn't make sense because they'd have to like individually then buy the IPs.
The IPs,
so it doesn't like feasibly make sense.
They could maybe throw in Mortal Kombat with that, but I don't.
They might be able to get a hold of something like
a NetherRealm,
like I could see them if like I know there were even rumors at one point that they were gonna like WB Games was potentially just gonna ship off some of their owned developers. Like Rocksteady was maybe gonna go to Xbox, or NetherRealm was gonna go to Xbox. Like even then, like I don't really see that happening now because NetherRealm's released Mortal Kombat 1, and I'm sure at some point in the future we're going to hear how much money, like how the insane amount of money that game is probably going to make.
Yeah.
But Suicide Squad will be very interesting because I don't know what that'll do for WB Games.
It could be it's going to be a big hit or a big miss. It's either one of those.
Yeah.
And I would say that's even a mid, like if it reaches like, it's kind of like a 7 or a 6 or a 7. That's still a big mess for WB and Rocksteady.
For sure. Even with Gotham Knights, like they barely hit the profit on that one.
Suicide Squad has to be an 8 or a 9, and otherwise it's gonna be dead on the water.
Yeah. So we'll see. But I don't see that. I don't know who they could acquire. Like literally, actually, I'm not sure. But Crystal Eidos makes sense.
Yeah, totally makes sense. Assuming that they will continue to buy some other studios, I kind of hope that they kind of pump the brakes and they go for like smaller ones. The ones that have always been on my radar of like ones that actually make sense versus just buying them for the sake of them. Moon Studio and Studio MDHR. Those are two studios that I'm like, you guys are spending like billions of dollars for Activision. Just buy these studios.
Honestly, I thought they had them. To be honest, now that you mentioned it, I thought they already had them.
MDHR is so synonymous with Xbox these days. It's just like, It would make total sense. 1,000%.
Can you imagine how much support they could give that studio to just do whatever they? Oh my god, the games that they could create.
That'd be so dope.
I think the one that they're most likely to acquire after this is Asobo.
Yes, that's a good one too.
They're very close. They work together on a bunch of IPs. Microsoft Flight Simulator being the big one. A Plague Tale being another game, like day one on Game Pass. So
that's a good call.
That to me is probably where that it just kind of makes sense.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we get credit for that amazing Halo idea. By the way, I want all our names in the credits for that VR game, because we literally just made a whole game for them right there. So
Battle Royale, put it on every platform, free to play, and then just tap into the crossovers.
It'd be huge. It'd be huge.
Yeah. All right, we'll send that over to them, being like, all right, there you go, guys.
I'll run it over to CERN Affinity.
Yeah.
At Xbox P3.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, guess what? Guess what's back? Red Dead on the Switch, but this time's the second one.
Oh yeah.
Apparently, there's rumors of the second one coming onto the Switch.
Good luck to your Nintendo Switch.
Because I'm wondering how this one's gonna run, because the last one only run at 30, or at least they kept it at 30. I would say. Because even on the PlayStations, it's 30 as well, actually. But any
they actually call this one Red Dead Redemption 2 because that's how many frames you get on the Switch.
Good one. But I mean, like,
how is this gonna run?
Especially now after what happened with Mortal Kombat on Switch.
Oh my god!
Like, now I'm scared for Arkham Knight more than I was when I first heard it was coming to Switch. Like, I don't know, but man.
It was running off of. It's been running off of like 360 and PS3 hardware that I don't think it's going to be that bad of a like it'll look like it's going to be on the Switch, but I don't think it's going to be that bad of a graphics difference as like Mortal Kombat is on the Switch compared to MK1.
Arkham Knight or Red Dead or both?
Arkham Knight. I would say Red Dead Redemption is a bit of a weird, like odd one, only because like that open world is so gorgeous. It's going to be noticeable, like the difference no matter what.
It's massive.
There's no way this is coming online.
And I'm not even talking Red Dead 2. I'm talking like even just regular Red Dead as well. Like that map is also pretty huge.
Yeah. At least with Red Dead 1, it's an older game.
Yeah.
So I feel like, just porting it to Switch might not have been as difficult or as Herculean a task. But Red Dead 2, I don't know. Good luck.
Yeah, I'm curious because like games like Witcher 3 run really well on Switch.
Yeah.
So some of these ports are hit or miss depending on budget. Yeah. So maybe.
If Red Dead 2 does run well, and if it like looks good or at least good enough, that's a really good game.
That's witchcraft
to play on the go, man. You know?
Did they said it's not on like online streaming, right? Cloud gaming.
So
it's like
it was rated in Brazil, and Brazil traditionally doesn't rate cloud games.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, so I believe it would be a port.
Let's hope it runs better than the GTA ports.
We can only hope.
I wonder though, because they're definitely prioritizing bringing over some of these like higher class AAA games like Jedi Survivor, Mortal Kombat 1, now Red Dead Redemption 2. It makes me almost believe that they're kind of like setting the stage for Switch 2 in that, they're bringing on partners to be like, okay, here's your third party AAA games on the ecosystem. And then they'll just be forward compatible with some like Switch up-resing to make them optimized for the new hardware. Yeah. They're kind of
100%.
I have to assume that they're kind of just taking the loss of like, okay, yeah, we'll get the bad publicity out now that it doesn't run very well, but in a year's time, all these games will be properly optimized. They'll run exceptionally well. All those Mortal Kombat 1 screenshots we're seeing on the Switch, they're going to be like. It just seems very strange that we're getting so many. Like the cadence is set so high right now of why it just doesn't make sense for Red Dead Redemption 2 of all games to come out at the tail end of this life cycle. That's weird to me.
Yeah.
They're definitely just like laying the ground for later on.
And like Rockstar is the type to just be like, all right, you know what? We'll hear the bad.
We'll tank it.
We'll take the bad media, and then when the Switch 2 comes out, we'll fix it. We'll fix it down the road right there, and then it's good to go. You know, like they're like, whatever, we don't care, you know, type of thing.
They made their money now. Like they're laughing. They're like, a few bad headlines. Grand Theft Auto 6.
We don't even read, so whatever. You know?
We're too busy making millions of dollars.
I really read numbers. Sorry, this is not 20 million. I'm sorry. You know,
I find it one of the more interesting things about all these Switch ports, especially from Rockstar Games, is like Nintendo publishes all of them.
True.
So they seem to be very close lately, which is interesting to me.
Yeah.
For a while, Reggie was saying GTA was coming.
That RDR1 port, like, it doesn't look that bad. Like, it looks like it runs pretty well.
Yeah,
when you compare it, it's obviously bad, but if that's all you know, it's just like, yeah, it's okay.
True. I know. Yeah. I have that, like, you know, the 360 look of it in my head. That's the thing.
Compared to the PlayStation version that came out, there's PlayStation that only has like up resing, but they both run at 30, so they run fine, both of them. So yeah. All right, Final Fantasy Rebirth. Who saw the 30-minute demo? And if anyone didn't want to get spoiled or anything, I completely understand. But anyone see the demo?
I didn't watch it, but
I didn't watch it either.
I saw the screenshot of the Chocobo smiling, and it was adorable. That's all I need.
That's all you need to see.
That's all you need to see. Yeah.
You got my $70. You know?
Just looking up, he's like,
Emil wanted us to talk about that specifically. So yes, you can pet the Chocobos.
Yeah, exactly. But
amazing.
What they showed, very quickly, is that Cloud opens the door, and then this vast land is out, and like talking about like the speed of like loading. Like Spider-Man had some quick loading scenes and everything. This one is like, I didn't realize. I'm like, wait a minute, we went from that building that was like way down the other side of the country to over there in like seconds. Like it was seamless. It was really, really well run, and like you could actually swap out which characters you want to roam with, because how the first one was, you have 3 characters. I think you only could pick. Oh no, you picked between the 3, and now you can actually, like, if you want to take Cloud out, like they're still there in the background, but then like you could like swap like with someone else if you wanted to. So it was the game. I highly recommend checking it out. Just I feel so bad for the translators. Like, I don't know why they have one translator for 5 people, because like everyone's talking over each other. I'm like, can't you at least get like two or 3 translators? I'm like, all right, you cover this person, you cover that girl, you cover that guy. Like the poor, like at one point the guy you just hear him, like his mic went like his mic just cut off. He's like, and he was just gone. And then someone else's voice came up, and we're like, what? Did he just quit?
Yeah, vanished to the shadow realm.
He's like, the hell with this. I give up. I can't handle this. I'm done with this. Like, there was just so many voices at one point. But Chocobo Farm is there. They show the Mogul House as well, and it was a really, like, people didn't expect that much that he was gonna show, actually. So, but he was the director, so he could show whatever he wants. He was like, He's like, oh, I was a little scared to show this, but I just decided to show everything. It was a lot of details. So definitely check it out. There's coverage everywhere. In fact, I think we even put it on our blog post in the Gaming Network. So go there and check it out. So
we did it.
I have a question. So Cloud and Sephiroth team up in that, I think.
That's what it looks like.
It looks like it.
So what does that happen in the original? Because I've never played the original. Final
it's
Fantasy
new.
VII.
Like there's
knowledge.
They added like new stuff to it, I believe.
No, I think there's one point when it's you and Sephiroth. I
don't remember that.
At least when you're going
he
down
has
in the
memories
crater.
of Sephiroth, but there's a greater narrative point for why he does. Yeah.
This one shows Zack though, and he's not supposed to be there. So
Zack. Yeah.
And then they show Vincent, which a lot of people are saying he won't be playable until the 3rd one comes out.
I saw that report. Yeah.
So there's a lot of little Easter eggs in these trailers. This game is it's good. February's gonna be wild. That's all I'm gonna say. And like apparently this one is time exclusive until May. So like
it looked like it's still at least May, so it's like a 6-month window.
So not too long actually. So
not so bad.
Wait, 6-month window to what? That's gonna just show up on PC?
Or Xbox?
Or maybe
they don't have it on Xbox yet. They don't even they don't have Final Fantasy VII on Xbox, right?
Oh, okay.
Well,
no,
I think
they don't have the original.
They don't have the original, but they already have the bundle.
Well, they have the original, but not the remake.
Which if you buy the original, if you buy that bundle, I think like you get the first one pretty much for free. That's how it works out. I think for the pricing wise. You get like
wait, of the original or the remake?
No, so you buy the bundle, the one that's coming out.
Duo pack, right?
Duo
it's
pack.
digital.
Yeah, the digital one. I believe like the first one's practically like free in a way.
But that's only on PS5.
Oh,
yeah.
okay,
There's no.
okay.
There's
I was
no.
like, are you
Xbox
talking
version.
Xbox?
Yeah, I was
Oh,
super
right.
confused.
Imagine that'd be news.
Phil will handle it. Don't worry. You know.
I know.
They are getting what is it called? They did get a Square Enix title that was only on Switch and PlayStation. Octopath Traveler 2, maybe?
Yeah, it's true. Yeah,
Yes.
they did announce that at
And then
TGS.
That's
they
happening.
did get Ever Crisis as well.
Yeah.
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 They
That
did.
was
And they did
that
get
was just
14,
announced, yeah.
FF14. So
Yeah.
Um,
It's very strange what Square, or I guess what PlayStation's willing to pay out for to get these exclusives.
yeah.
all
But
right.
for this one is a little bit shorter because like I know it took a while for the PC version to come out. It was like a whole year. And then eventually it came out to Steam like another year afterwards because I think Epic bought their time exclusive with that one as well. So I don't know. It's gonna be interesting because the fact that Ever Crisis is Ever Crisis the one that just came out with Zach and I think those are like, you know, we mentioned that about the Final Fantasy coming to the Switch and everything. I think they might be coming to the Switch too because like the fact it's 6 months, I think it's gonna come out to everything. They're like, all right,
16
PC, Xbox, here you go, Switch. Here's 7 Rebirth and everything, and the dual pack.
16 is still PS5 only right now, right?
Yes.
Yes.
And I think they have a year
announced PC
exclusivity.
version.
I think it's a year, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Or it could be 6 months. Maybe I'm wrong.
It is 6 months. They're coming up on that in a bit. So
Yeah.
Maybe Sony doesn't have that much money left. They're like, all right, like we're getting hacked and everything. We have no,
I mean,
we have no money left.
It goes to show.
We only can pay 6 months, man.
I mean, it just goes to show it's like, you know, PlayStation, you're kind of leaving money on the table if you're not going to buy Square Enix at this point, like, right?
Yeah.
gotta scoop them up, you know. So
Yeah.
Was it the earliest
how
Final
much value
Fantasy
will fall.
16 will come to PC is November 2024. So maybe even
Wow,
longer than
a year and a half.
So yeah,
Jeez.
18 months.
18 months.
they
Yeah.
need that
how
game on
long-
PC because
How
the
long do you
sales
think
weren't
Spider-Man
impressive.
2 will be PlayStation 5 only before it comes to Steam?
Like
A year.
3 years. A year?
3 years?
No, I'd say 16
3
months.
years.
I'd say next year.
That-
You guys are crazy.
3
I,
years.
I actually agree with Steve Saylor. I don't think it'll be long.
No.
Here's the thing.
No.
Insomniac has been very good about releasing, like the cadence of releasing their games on PC, and like they're getting like they pretty much all their games are on PC right now. So I would imagine that within a year we'll see it'll launch on PC.
I'm with you.
Out of your mind. No,
I won't say a year.
At least
Yeah. I'll
2
say-
years. At least 2 years. No. Come on.
I might even say
This
3
is
years.
this
to be
is
honest.
more than any of the exclusives that are coming from now until probably the next 2 years. This is their biggest game.
Yeah.
Like
And they want to tap into a
But
PC
here's
market.
the thing. They released both.
But they want it
They-
to be the system seller right now. This is
But here's the
people are
thing.
going to be buying PlayStation 5 like crazy.
They've released all three Spider-Man Remastered, Miles Morales, and Ratchet and Clank within basically
to
a year of
But-
each other
but
on
that's-
PC.
But that was like an Insomniac package. That was like,
Yeah.
we're going to put Spider-Man PS4 to PC. And they were like, okay, well, let's just do it all. You know, we got Miles Morales. That's pretty much an extension of the last game. We got Ratchet and Clank. Like, let's just dump all the Insomniac stuff on there, get people going crazy, get people excited for that. I mean, Ratchet and Clank isn't as crazy a seller as something like Spider-Man was. And even then, Miles Morales came out 2 years prior to when what was Spider-Man PC was last year, right? So that was
last summer,
and then
and then
Last summer, yeah.
Miles came in
and
the
then
fall.
Miles Morales was in the fall, right?
Yeah.
So that was 2 years post.
But here's
Miles
the thing:
Morales
they've been very they've increased their cadence of releasing their games on PC. Like they've been they didn't have that established when Spider-Man or Miles Morales came out.
When was Ratchet and Clank PC? That was this year. That was
this
like
year.
the summer.
Yeah.
So that's again 2 years.
But
post-
that's only like 6 to 8 months after after they've released
first one came
the
out,
Spider-Man on PC.
Yeah, but they still have like
I'll put-
they still have Immortals.
I'll make a bet. I'll make a bet.
All right, let's do a bet.
I'll make a bet. I'll buy you guys drinks if Spider-Man 2.
Okay.
So hold on.
Deal.
When do you think Spider-Man 2 is coming to PC? Give me the
sometime 2024.
So sometime next year, Spider-Man 2 is
sometime next year. It could be end of next year. I'm willing to put that like a whole year out. I'm willing to be that.
January 25.
Totally agree.
I agree with Sammy. Minimum 25.
I'm
minimum.
saying 20. I'm even saying 2026.
I'm with you.
25.
Yeah.
I'm even saying 2026.
Q1 2025. I think like an official 12 months is it's stretching it a little bit, but I would say in the time frame of like quote unquote a year. By 2025, early 2025.
2025, the earliest.
We still have the second God of War to come out. We still have Horizon, the second Horizon to come out.
Yeah, like Ghost of Tsushima hasn't come to PC
hasn't
yet.
come out as well. Like this is, I'm saying 2026. Like,
yeah, but no, Horizon Forbidden West is coming out on PC.
Yes.
They've already,
we already know
that.
It
already is there. Yeah. So PlayStation has, okay, you can't compare the release date of the previous games into what the to their PC counterparts or the PC ports, because PlayStation has been over the past 2 years has been slowly increasing their cadence of releasing their games on PC. Here's the thing: you think that they want it as a PS5 exclusive? I don't think so. I think they want it as a PlayStation exclusive. They're still going to get money if they release it on Steam anyway. It's a PlayStation game,
but
they're not losing money.
They're still trying to sell PS5s right now because for the future of those exclusives, they're never going to do day and date releases.
No, 100%. I agree with you. They're not going to release it like that quickly, like with day and date with it on PC as well.
And they had such a slow start because of COVID, and so right now they want to get as many PS5s.
But here's the thing that pushes
in people's hands.
Here's the thing that pushes Insomniac into like, this is why I'm thinking 2024 is that their engine is already established on PC. They've already got that port because it is technically roughly the same engine as the Spider-Man and for Miles Morales. Yeah. So they've already got the framework in it, like, for it. They just basically, like, you give them with the cadence and the fact that Insomniac is very good at releasing stuff pretty quickly. I would imagine that they will definitely, I would say probably by the end of this year. I'll even give you potentially Q1 2025, but I will stay for the bet 2024. I will say for the bet 2024.
Okay.
2024.
If Spider-Man 2 is coming to PC in 2024, drinks are on me, but I will gladly enjoy my Moscow Mule when it doesn't come out next year to PC. Okay?
I want to add this other point because I know it's going to strengthen Steve's argument a little bit, but I think it's worth bringing up as well, is that to Steve's point, yes, we're under the assumption that, this is a previous PlayStation where they're releasing, God of War, waiting 2 years, doing something with, The Last of Us 1 and everything. But now we're on this big cadence where they've invested in Bungie. They want to get their PC presence up and running and everything. The other point I want to make is that we're also under the assumption that Wolverine is coming out next year, in which case their money with Spider-Man at that point already made. They're done. They're on to Logan. And at that point, just bring it to PC, keep that train going, in my opinion. Back-to-back releases, especially
next year.
Let's see.
Especially going into the end of their fiscal year.
Yeah.
And that extra bump of Spider-Man on PC, that'd be killer for them in their financials.
Let's see. Let's see how that goes.
Because it's like, that's the thing. You're right. It's like, if Wolverine isn't coming out in 2024, they don't have that sort of like big game from Insomniac that, like, they all got to do is just basically, Spider-Man 2 is now on PC. That's gonna rise, give a lot of sales for around the holidays. I would say it's more pushing the end of 2024. I'm not thinking this is going to be a summer release by any stretch of the imagination.
I'd give it a year.
You guys are saying there's no Spider-Man DLC coming out then?
I don't think so. I'd be shocked. Personally,
maybe a standalone thing.
I
maybe
think there's gonna be
some
like
DLC. If there's DLC, they're not bringing out the PC right away. Like that.
If that's the case,
that is
sure.
fair.
Yeah,
that is fair.
That is fair.
A game like this, there's gonna be like some form of DLC of something.
Unless they're like, hey, you know what? Here's the game,
Sorry,
and then the DLC is going to be like. I mean,
or they're just on to the next thing. They could just be very much on to their next Miles Morales kind of interstitial. Which I've
I mean, Miles, like, correct me if I'm wrong, Caboose, but it'd be like Miles was basically going to be DLC, but then it basically was just big enough that they made a whole standalone game out of it. So that's why it wasn't considered a Spider-Man 2.
I don't know if there was ever like talks of like making it just a full on like DLC expansion, because they had the City That Never Sleeps DLC already announced for Spider-Man.
True,
PS4.
but it was on a larger scale of than what they were offering with the DLC.
I think just with Miles, they were like, we saw what they did with Uncharted, where it was a $50 game essentially. So like let's just do our own version of that. Gives us an opportunity to like really flesh out the Miles Morales character, and gives us like a buffer in between leading into like our big Spider-Man 2, and also like so easy, they reused all the open world. It's just a new playable character essentially.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll see. We'll see 2 years from now.
I will enjoy that drink.
I will gladly. I will say this. I will gladly buy you a Moscow Mule if that's the case. I'm still thinking it's going to be 2024, but I'd be willing to go with that bet.
I can't wait. Oh man!
I guess very quickly, games that are coming out this week. Cyberpunk is out today. Steve, did your review go out yet, or?
Unfortunately, no. Just with kind of everything kind of shuffling around and me being sick, I didn't get a chance to publish that. Basically, I will have a video on it. Main thing is that because I can't really do a proper accessibility review because there's no accessibility in it. So I'm just gonna say, like, if you're expecting Cyberpunk 2077 to be accessible, don't hold your breath. Like I don't think it's gonna be. And if they're already moving on Cyberpunk 2, then hope for that. But for right now, with the past of CD Projekt Red and their accessibility offerings, sadly, I don't think like the Cyberpunk will ever be anywhere close to being accessible as I wished it would be. So
that's disappointing. And especially after Idris Elba said the game was fixed. Yeah. He lied to me.
He lied. Idris Elba's ableist, I guess. That's what it is.
Put that on the box.
God damn.
I'm kidding.
That is it. And there's our clip moment right there.
God damn it.
EA Sports is coming out with FC. I guess a football club is now out.
Yeah.
Because they lost the
formerly known as FIFA.
Formerly known as FIFA. Yeah. Fate and Samurai Remnant. If you love JRPG games, Harvest Moon, and Infinite Strash. I've never heard that one before.
Yeah, these are all coming out this week.
Oh, okay. And Minico Night Market. That one's out today. I think that's a Humble Games publisher. Want games like that. So yeah. So that's for your week for games and everything. So I guess a light week. Some Cyberpunk indie game
until
came
it
out
starts
today.
getting crazy.
So next week is October, which is very scary to say.
Oh,
and the game. A lot of games are coming out. A lot of indie games are coming out for sure on October. So, but Caboose, what you got going on for what's coming up this week, man?
Nothing so far. Just still going to keep up with what's going on with Spider-Man 2. Still playing a ton of Mortal Kombat. I've been streaming a bunch of MK1, especially with the viewers. So you can check that out on twitch.tv/Caboose, or just keep it locked on the YouTube channel, youtube.com/Caboose, and then my socials, Twitter and Instagram @CabooseEK.
Hell yeah. Did they mention anything yet of like a patch coming up for like at least on the PC side or like anything like just like did they bring like any roadmap of like, hey, we're gonna bring this feature out?
Nothing yet. Yeah, I'm waiting to see what their plans are coming up, and we don't even know when the DLC is gonna drop. So hopefully we'll start hearing stuff soon.
Hell yeah. Sammy, how about yourself? Are you almost done? Valhalla. Mirage is right around the corner.
I know. I'm 84%. I'm stuck in. I keep doing DLC, and I'm like, I need to stop doing DLC and just do campaign. But that is my goal this week. I'll be streaming hopefully every day this week, just trying to speed run until October 5th. Because then it's just Mirage time, baby.
Just stay up all day, all night, just trying to finish.
Oh my god, I forgot it's releasing on the 5th.
October 5th.
For some reason, I thought it was like the 10th or the 12th. Like
it was the 26th or 28th, and then they're just like, nope.
Bumped it up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
Because of Spider-Man.
Because of Spider-Man, 100%.
Right.
Spider-Man and Mario, the two guys in red and blue.
Yep.
And
But I'll
Blink
be-
182. Come on, let's not forget Blink 182 is also releasing their album on October 20th.
They're-
Their
man.
final,
They were
their sixth
super afraid.
final last one. But yeah,
last
I'll
time,
be on
baby.
twitch.tv/penis
One More Time is so good. One More Time is so good. Such a
It
great
is
song.
really good, actually.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Steve Sailor, you're taking off.
Yeah, I'm gonna be heading to just for a couple of days heading out to San Francisco, visiting some folks, and actually I'll be on Kind of Funny Games Daily on Friday,
Nice.
September 29th. Me and Blessing
Wait,
will be.
You're going on another podcast? I thought we had an exclusive deal here. What's going on?
You didn't give me a contract.
I don't even have paperwork
You
for
didn't give me
anything.
exclusivity deal?
I don't even own paper, to be honest.
You know what? I was gonna promote the show, but now I'm not. So there we go.
Promote the show. Promote the show.
Promote the show.
Marcel.
Just
I'm
don't
kidding,
mention
I'm
my name. This fine,
Anyway, if everyone wants to check me out, patreon.com/Steve Sailor. That's the
Hell
only thing
yeah.
you gotta follow this week because
Yeah.
And sorry, you're on Kind of Funny this Friday?
this Friday, the 29th. Yeah. So
Amazing. Definitely
retweet
tune in.
everything.
We're gonna check
Yeah.
that
For
out.
sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
And subscribe to Steve on Patreon one more time. All right.
Yeah, dude.
Yes.
There you go.
Good.
Steve
I'm
V.
gonna go do that right after the podcast.
Boom.
We got,
For me, it's kind of a busy review week. I've got a couple Surface devices I'm going to be reviewing, and then I also got my code for Forza and Assassin's Creed Mirage, which embargoes are next week. So, yeah, busy week.
Awesome.
But yeah. You can keep up with all my coverage across the internet at AskVicVare.
there you go. Riley, did you pick up your copy of Pikmin 1 and 2 bundle that we shouted out for you?
I love that. Yeah,
Well, from
it said
Walmart
you gotta slow
today?
it down. You're gonna put me out of a job. Yeah. Yeah, I've been playing it a lot actually. I do love that game, but no, pretty much I'm focused on what's coming up this next week. It's gonna be a lot of launches, kind of led into the show with this statement, but yeah, playing Forza, playing Assassin's Creed, and prepping some content around that, and then who knows, maybe Spider-Man soon, which would be exciting, but we'll see.
There you go. For myself, I also got my Forza code as well, so I'm going to be reviewing that a little bit. And but I'm going to dive into some Cyberpunk today because a lot of people in my community have been waiting for that. And that's pretty much it. Another busy week coming up for us, and we're going to try to stay afloat a little bit. we're flooding with too many games
Yeah.
here.
Yeah,
it's a
ease
good,
up.
we're eating good. So
100%.
yeah.
Very good.
But but we'll see you guys next week, and have a good one, everyone. Take care.
Bye.